We'll check and take a look that we're live. I'll start the promo video, and that's how we'll start it.
Olympus. It does say live now, but it's live on your second monitor.
Yep, I know. I'm gonna switch that in a second. I'm just about to start the give me a second here, the promo video.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, playing the promo video first. Yeah. I'm just thinking about it now. I could probably hop in the server just so because I know stream has a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, absolutely, go for it. It'd be also good to have a second pair of eyes.
True.
Welcome one, welcome all to the Olympus Racing League Season 3, race number 6 here at the beautiful Paul Ricard circuit in Champagne, France. I'm joined alongside by Hennorm and the beautiful Olympus Racing cars. We've got a good race today, lots of action, lots of things to look forward to. Hope you enjoy. And yeah, so we're taking a look alongside at EJ, the Lamborghini. This course is one for not the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speak to that.
This course, it's like you've got the long straight, but then you've also got the fairly technical sections 1 and 3. One of the last corners in sector 3, that's pretty difficult to get right. It's probably going to be quite a few spins here.
Yeah, I'd imagine with these off-corner cambers, these off-camber corners, wow, I'll say that 10 times fast, it's going to be difficult for the drivers to adapt, especially with some of the heavier cars. You know, yeah, we've seen tire scrubbing being a pretty big issue today, or being a pretty big issue throughout this season, and I think here with these hot temperatures, it's no different.
Yep. Yeah, but tire strategy is going to be pretty different throughout the board here.
I absolutely agree. So, let's take a look at our current lap leader in free practice, Mr. Brian Thierfelt. We'll ride on board with him for just a second here. Let's take a look here.
He's been doing really good lately. I know he won, I think it was the last race. And I think he got second in the race before that. So
Yeah, no, he is, I believe, our current championship leader. We'll check on that later.
yeah,
Closely followed by the
surprised.
Audis. But yeah, so just a few more races left. 2 more after this one. Just 2 races left.
Ooh.
So this is going to really decide some of those championship fights here. Yeah, so like I said, Paul Ricard and 15 corner circuit. Most of those being off camber with 3 long straights separated by 3 kinks. Will really prove who has the top speed and who has maneuverability around those off camber corners. There it is. All right. So let's see. Let's take a look if we've got Brian's camera here. I'm trying to see if I can.
I'm actually really interested to see who does better here between the Lamborghinis and the Audis, because I feel like the Audis are a little bit better in those corners, but on those long straights, the Lamborghinis might come up.
Absolutely. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I know the Audis are going to want to win here after the heartbreaking disconnects that Suzuki had in the Nürburgring, I believe. No, Zandvoort.
Zandvoort, yes. Yeah, if you're just wondering, we had a few disconnects last race in some of the top guys, and it was very unfortunate to see, you know, some of those standings breaking up. But you know, that's what it is. Online racing. I mean, you know, you can take that how you will. Maybe that's a mechanical failure in the real world, because there's not really too many of them online. So, you know, it's heartbreak, but they're here. They're moving on. They're racing.
Yep. Keep going on.
Norm, I'm going to share my screen with you, or actually, if you could take a look at my screen, I'm just having a little bit of trouble switching to Brian's camera. Stand by, everyone. I'm just going to go on mute for just a second.
All right. All right.
Alright, we're back. Alright, we're back live. Sorry for that technical difficulty here. We should be able to get Brian's camera up now, and we'll talk a little bit more about how he's been doing. So yeah, so here is our current championship leader, Mr. Brian Thierfeld. The German, not out of place here, it seems like, so far at this French track. It's about a second up on Stux and Alexis, actually, which is very surprising. He hasn't been fighting too high up, but you know, never know here. Got a lot of difference into what a lot of these drivers are used to in terms of courses. So interesting to see.
Like I've noticed, and this is one of the areas where Thierfeld really shines here, is that some drivers they have really fast pace, but they can be so inconsistent. Like they can have just some heartbreak, and then Thierfeld is always there, always has that consistently fast pace. So I think that makes him a real championship contender here.
Absolutely. I think one to look out for is also Mr. Borja Hernandez. We know Hernandez are last year's championship winner. He's got a lot of pace. He's a pretty racy driver. I don't know how well that McLaren's been suiting him this year, but you know, it's definitely some competition, as well as Louis Toma. Mr. Toma got very unlucky. Oh, see, as he goes wide there. That's a common pitfall of this track, with it being so open. He got pretty unlucky last race at Zandvoort, getting caught out by a few corners. Maybe he could have taken first or second, ended up in third, so still a good result for the German. But certainly could have been better for him. I'm sure he's obviously, like Hennorm said last race, definitely kicking himself after that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Hernandez, Toma, and even maybe like Kraft too. I know like during the beginning of the race, like the first third of the race, they were all really close battling for those podium positions. But then it came down to like pit stop strategy and also came down to consistency. Like I know in that like 4-car pack, you mess up one corner and then it's just like a 1.5 second gap all of a sudden. So they have really good pace. It's just down to who's more on it when the time comes.
I want to take a look at EJ for a second, because now EJ just dethrones Mr. Andre Stux for his second position. So Lambo's quite early on showing some pace. So now that gap to Thierfeld is under 8.8 seconds.
Ooh.
But, gosh, as it stands right now, I'd expect Mr. Thierfeld to kind of run away with this if he doesn't get caught up in some incidents as this happened before.
Although I do know that I remember in the Nürburgring, I believe it might have been Stux. I don't recall. It was one of the... I don't know. I think it was one of the Audis. I think it might have been Siski. He was up on everybody else by like 2 seconds in practice. But then when it came to qualifying, he was down by 1 second on Thierfeld. So
yeah, maybe he just... Know. Oh! Raptor. Oh, massive spin. Ooh. Wow. Gosh, he kept it out of the wall there nicely. A little Scandinavian flick. Yeah, look at him. Oh gosh, delivery boy number 2 here, trying to read. Oh, careful, Raptor, careful. Careful. There you go.
Yeah, he thought that was a spicy rejoin.
Yeah, I was like,
he did that on the driver's test.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know how bad the examiner was on that one, but yeah. So, anyways, Mr. Delivery boy number 2. Ellis Baumgartner, or Raptor, driving the number 22 car Nissan Scuderia. Lots of promise here. Lots of promise. This car, definitely not the fastest at this track, but he's shown up before. I think he'll show up again today.
Yeah, I think it's really impressive that Raptor... I think Raptor's kind of like the Max Verstappen. Like, the car, compared to like the Lamborghinis, might not be as suited to most of the tracks, but he's still able to consistently put in very good finishes.
Absolutely. So, Norm, do you want to take I can actually take a quick gander at the comment section, see if we have any early commenters here joining us. Let's take a look here.
Looks like most people
I can actually take a quick
murky boys.
Yeah, we just got some people watching. We'll post that in the Discord. I'll also
I'll do that.
I'll pull up the standings if you want to do that.
Sure. Yeah, also, by the way, if you go to like the broadcasting client, you can change like the HUD, like the broadcasting hub and like different other hubs.
Okay, cool. You might have to show me how to do that in a second, but I'm just gonna pull up the standings really quick. Standings, here we go. Alright, yeah, so as it stands right now in the driver standings, Mr. Brian Thierfeld is in first with 4 first places and 3 pole positions.
Dang.
Followed by Mr. Adam Suski with 2 second places. And then followed by Louis Thomas, who would have really liked that first or second place. Could have probably moved him up into second here. Got 2 third positions, and then followed by the jack of all trades, Mr. Let's see, who is that? Mr. Ayrton, with 69 points, of course,
nice,
and a win or a podium in each the first place, the second place, and the third place with 2 pole positions.
Yeah, I mean this top, like, besides for Thierfeld, the battle for second place is looking really close.
Yeah. So Thierfeld, as long as he doesn't have some disaster 3 races here, he should hold it home to the championship. We'll take a look at what he needs to do later to really solidify that championship and keep it going. But so he should be in clean water as long as he keeps his nose clean. But the battle from second to what is that? Hang on,
fifth,
second maybe? To no, not even, like down to the 40, down to Scottish. So that's One,
Oh, true.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people that could possibly get in that battle.
Yeah, that is crazy. There's so many people in this league who have really good pace, but it's just down to who's on it when the time comes, when you have to put in the actual work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's take a look here at Mr. Stooks. I haven't actually seen him drive too often. Looking pretty confident in that Lexus, though, I will say.
Yep.
I believe he originally took at race 1 the, might have been even no, it was the Bentley, I think, and then he switched to the Lexus, obviously suiting him better here as he's in 3rd place.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
I was gonna say, I think he might be the only Lexus. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance that's true. So yeah. So let's take a look down through our grid here. Oh, Borja, Mr. Hernandez. Like I said, there he takes 2nd from EJ.
Ooh.
And yeah, so now they're starting to thin out that gap.
Yeah, Steerfeld's still looking unstoppable at the moment.
Steerfeld, I imagine you can go faster than that as well. 55's very fast time around here. Very, very fast time.
Yeah.
I could hardly get under 2, so if that says something, I've been racing for about 5 years now, so.
Dang. Oh, on my screen, Steerfeld just flew away. That's my connection issues.
Still here, but just probably your connection, but
yeah,
you know, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, Hernandez does seem to be closing the gap to Steerfeld, though. I know this is about a 2/10 of a second difference.
Absolutely. We'll ride on board with Mr. Borja Hernandez, and I'll take you along a lap of Paul Ricard, the famous circuit here in France. It's coming up on the last sector now. I'll take you on the next lap. But in the meantime, let's take a look down our grid. So we have Mr. Brian Thierfeld. Pretty quick 55.716 time. Followed by Borja Hernandez. Followed by Edwin Johnson. Followed by Andrew Stooks. Followed by Louis Tomat. Followed by Adam Suski. Followed by Ellis Baumgartner. Ethan Mosley, David Kraft, Callum Smith is a new entry, Eric Erickson, Aronson, Philip Nuelt, who's struggling to make a pit entry there, and Rocky Morton. So let's jump back on board, and we'll take you around a lap of Paul Ricard. Okay, coming up to the first turn, you're going to want to brake just before that 50-meter mark. Get the rotation on the car, plant the power here. Drive it into the apex. Don't cut too much of that corner, otherwise you're going to get a penalty. Driving it out. Car open up here. Pretty close to the left-hand side. You're going to brake right in between the 50 and 100. Clip the corner. Drop it to the inside. Nice and smooth around here. This is the most difficult corner in the entire track. I think that's turn 6. Off camber through turn 7. Opening up through turn 8. Turn 8's a pretty fast turn. You got to take really close to that left apex if you don't want to go in wide. Down to the long straight. Lots of time for things to happen on this straight. Lots of passing going to happen, as you can see. I'm even catching up to, I think, Mr. Morton there. We'll take a look at Rocky's on. Oh wait, no, that's not Rocky. Well, I think that's Lewis. We'll take a look at Lewis's on board as he follows Hernandez around. Yep. So opening up here to this long and medium speed dual section of corners. You got a little bit of camber that's helping you here, but then it works against you in the second half of that corner. We'll ride back on board Hernandez's dash. Very smooth on those inputs here. Oh, as he runs just a little bit wide, you want to be a little bit closer to that apex there, but that's okay. Keeps it together, keeps it well held. Tucks it in here. Here's the most deceiving corner on the track. Ready? Hard braking. You think you can go faster than this. You got to keep it at about 60 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe 80. And then it ducks into the last corner, and then finally the home straight, slowly moving it over to the right side. Beautiful lap for Hernandez. That's a 56.3.
Amazing. We got so many fast drivers in the league.
Absolutely. A lot of
Oh, yeah,
talent
Jack.
here.
Yep. Jack, let me share my screen on Discord real quick. I'll show you quickly how to change the HUD.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right, hang on 1 second, guys. So there you can see a more extensive look here at our timing chart. Yeah, like I said, Mr. Thierfeld seems pretty uncatchable at the moment. We'll see if Hernandez can do anything about that, but yeah. So just about 2 minutes left of free practice, and we move on to our 15-minute qualifying session. I think this is where a lot of mistakes are going to happen here. Like I said, this track, very big, or very wide rather, so it's very deceiving. So you think you can go off more, but marshals today are going to be pretty strict with track cuts, especially when it comes to qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see how hard these drivers push it.
Yeah, this track is so deceptive because it has miles and miles of runoff. But however, you've got pretty fine margins.
Absolutely. Let's take a look here. Who we still got on track? Mr. Ellis Baumgartner's on track. Let's take a look at how he's doing. Yeah, so with that added downforce from that added weight we have on the Nissan here, it's, say, about, at the end of the straight, 10 kph slower than maybe the fastest car, which is the Lambo or the Ferrari. So definitely a pretty big deficit here. Hopefully it can make it up in the corners with that extra downforce, but it's looking a little bit unlikely. Again, with that extra weight, just having it kind of tank through those corners and the tires just scrub, but Baumgartner's doing a pretty good job holding it together here.
I'm curious to see if anyone's going to do any setup changes between practice and qualifying.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. I just got word that Mr. Baumgartner hasn't practiced yet, so I think he's been doing some tweaking throughout this practice session, so this is really more of a spotter lap than it is a fast lap, so it's good to see him up there, still pretty high with the big guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's amazing if he hasn't practiced this.
Ooh, I think
he's totally got some experience.
Getting a little bit of, maybe this isn't lag, and maybe it's just Eric just being a dumbass.
Oh yeah, no.
No, Eric's just being an asshole, that's okay. He's having fun with it. He's having fun.
It was actually surprising. Morton, I've seen, has put in 31 laps this session. Kraft has put in 24 laps this session. Baumgartner's put in 14 laps. You can tell that, like, the people closer to the bottom of the grid right now, this is their practice. Whereas some of the people closer to the top probably raced maybe hundreds of laps.
I've got to stop you for 1 second, Hernandez. We have rain coming down. Rain is coming down at our qualifying session. Rain is coming down. This is going to mix up the grid significantly.
Yeah, let's see what they do here.
Absolutely.
It looks like it's only slightly white and slightly light rain.
Yeah, at this light rain, the track is pretty. It's pretty. Well, it's pretty dry right now. I don't know if it's gonna get better or not. So we're gonna have to see what we're gonna do here.
Yeah. Mosey looks to be the first out.
Yeah, let's take a look at Mosey. Mr. Ethan Mosey. Oh, I gotta alt tab out here, guys. Give me a second. There we go. Found my mouse. Yeah, now we see some more drivers coming out. So, Ethan Mosley, fortunately, made it out first. Lucky for him. Won't have too much traffic. That looks like that Lambo behind him. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe that's
Deerfelt.
But yeah, that's Deerfelt.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Deerfelt is up. Yep. So Mosey lets him pass because he knows that that Lamborghini is just going to be dialed in, even in this rain conditions. I'm sure that knowing there's a chance of rain, Ryan has practiced even just a little bit of that.
Yeah. I know for this qualifying session, people are probably going to not want to be up in the front. They're going to want to get the track rubbered in first, get that section of grip where they can most utilize their softer tires. Because here it's like difficult because you want to go with the slicks, but you're going to be pretty slow.
Yes,
the wets, I feel like you're going to overheat way too much.
Absolutely. As you can see up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen here, yeah, it looks like there's some increasing rain in the next 10 to 30 minutes. So it looks like we're going to get a wet race. Finally! Wet race.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Track is currently greasy. Could be more wet. So, yeah, if I were them, I'd want to get out in the next couple minutes.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Brian here. Ryan, our first to set a lap. That's just his out lap. He'll be on his flying lap this lap. Be interesting to see how his lines change here. So Hernandez, now that we've got a little bit of a break before some times come in here, who are you picking for this race?
Personally, that's a good question. I feel like Suzuki has the potential to win if he's consistent this race. I think it's between Suzuki. Could even be. Wait, is Multitool joining us for this race?
I don't think Multitool is going to be joining us today. I think
Okay.
he is focusing on his. He might have just actually had his 12 hours of Bathurst race, or maybe it's next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, so I believe it could be between Fearfelt, Suzuki. I don't know, there's a whole lot of people who could do something special here if one of the big guys just spins out or something.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Okay, so Thierfeld coming through up to the final sector here. We'll see how he takes it. Surprised our helicopter was able to get off here. It's looking a little bit rainy and windy out there.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look down the rest of the grid. Who was the second one? It's Mosey, Ethan Mosey. We'll take a look at Mr. Deerfeld's time. The 201, or it's a 159.1. Wow, that's a crazy time in the wet. Usually see those times for some of the slower guys in the dry. So if that says anything. And then Borja Hernandez coming right behind him, about 1.8 seconds behind. So Mr. Deerfeld not scared about this rain. Not scared.
Fearful driving like a true professional here.
Absolutely.
Rain or shine, it seems like he gets consistently high positions. And then Hernandez is right behind him too. Hernandez could clutch up here. I don't know how good that McLaren is in wet weather situations, but
We say Andre Stux coming across the line. 3 seconds back. I don't know how happy you'll be with that one. We're gonna have to do some more to catch up to Thierfeldt, but you know, maybe just feeling it out for this first lap. Let's take a look. Rocky Morton next across this line. 6.3 seconds behind. Rocky's a very clean driver, maybe not the fastest, but he rarely doesn't get into incidents, so. Philip Niolette coming next in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage.
Ooh, he does get a 6th place so far.
6th place. 7 people have set their laps. Still waiting on about 6 or 7 more.
Yep. Keep in mind, we still have yet to see the times from people such as EJ, Einerson. I mean, those guys could surprise us here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and even with Lewis as well, I think there's definitely some pace with that Porsche in the rain,
yeah,
being a more stable car.
Yeah.
I'm actually very surprised that it was. Gosh, I guess Thierfeld has really been practicing, because I'm surprised it was a 1.8 second gap, given how unstable that Lamborghini usually is.
Yeah.
One slight mistake and you're off track here.
Yep. Speaking of off track, and also speaking of mistakes. Well, first off, speaking of off track, Thierfeld did go into the pits after a little spin there. And speaking of being unstable, that Porsche, Toma has gotten so much pace out of that Porsche. It's crazy.
Yeah, let's take a look at Toma. Oh my gosh, sliding around.
Yeah.
The long double right corner, coming into the last few sections here. Yeah, he is squeezing everything he has out of that. You see, as Mr. Bumgardner goes only 2.3 seconds behind Thierfeld. Pretty good result for him, given the lack of practice. Take a look again at Toma. See what he posts. You can see there's EJ 3 full seconds behind his teammate. He will really want to chase those last couple tenths he can squeeze out of the car. I know he can. Let's see what Toma comes across to do. That might have been invalidated. We'll take a look though. Yeah, looks like that was invalidated.
Ooh.
It was a 159.4 though, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, that would put him in second, just behind Thierfeld.
We don't know if he cut the corner, but there's a good chance he didn't, and it was just one of those things here at this track where you just slightly dip your tire off, and oh, that's going to be invalidated too, I bet. Here's another thing. He's got to get his lap in. He's got to get his lap in. The track is it's coming down now.
Yeah. That's a problem with the wet. Instead of normal practices where the end is usually the best, this might be the opposite here. It depends how rubbered in the track gets by the past like 5 minutes.
I absolutely agree. Still yet to set a time, Mr. Toma, Eric Aronson, and Callum Smith.
Yeah.
Ooh, who is that going off there a little bit? Is that EJ? Yeah, it was EJ going just a little bit wide. Last 6 minutes of qualifying coming up. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a barn burner once we get to the race. Who set the time there? Just saw it click over. Who was that?
Who might have been Baumgartner. Ooh, Baumgartner and Hernandez is only like a couple tenths
look at that,
separating them.
Baumgartner. Not only...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. Just a few hundredths of a second separates Baumgartner and Hernandez. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the race.
They're right behind each other, too.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of track position.
Baumgartner wants that bad. Mr. Ellis Baumgartner, a.k.a.
KFC
the Scandinavian, the Scandinavian flick delivery boy.
When Johnson goes wide, he's gonna put himself back into the pits here.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like EJ not happy about that lap. See if he can't get 1 or 2 more runs out of that. But meanwhile, Thierfeld confident with his lead. Think he might go out maybe once more. Yeah, he's going out again. I don't even know if he's just trying to get more experience in the rain or he's just having fun now, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to close almost a 2-second gap to the next closest.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
One person who
wow. Look from 2nd to 7th place. Less than a second separates all of those people.
That's
only like 8
crazy.
tenths of a second. Yeah.
Super tight field spread here, as always, in the Olympus Racing League.
Very, very tight.
One person who I think probably has the best shot as long as he keeps it on track, given according to that last timing sheet that we saw, is Mr. Toma. I don't know if he'll do it this lap, but he's working that car pretty hard right now.
Yeah, he's one of 2 people who haven't set a time yet. His teammate Morton, however, has set a time, is currently chilling out in 11th place.
Yeah, I would start to get just a little bit worried if I was Eric or Lewis right now, just because.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis has done 4 laps, still hasn't gotten a proper time in.
Yeah, just because time is ticking down. Time is of the essence here in qualifying, especially with these inclement conditions. So we'll have to take a look. And another close battle is between Mr. Ethan Mosley and Callum Smith, both relatively new to the league. Ethan Mosley, the American. Callum Smith.
Ooh, this a time? Ooh, that's a time for Toma. 2 minutes .99.
Dethrones Hernandez. I think he can go faster than that.
Yeah, he can definitely go faster. I was on board with him for the final sector. There was definitely some pace to be found.
Wow, incredible. Huge fight for those top positions here, even if it's not that first place that all those drivers so want.
Yep.
4 seconds.
Anything can happen once the race actually starts, so you do have to keep that in mind.
Rocky goes 2 seconds faster than his first lap. 4 seconds, the field, or just a little bit over 4 seconds, the field spread, and without Thierfeld, it would be something even closer to 3. So
yeah,
pretty crazy, or even less. Pretty crazy to see here as Rocky's probably going back to the garage. So yeah, so we'll take a look at how Lewis handles these conditions. Maybe he can get one more lap in after this.
Yep.
If he has
I've noticed. I think the reason why Lewis keeps getting his laps invalidated is that final corner before that long, almost 2 kilometer straight. He just goes slightly wide there, a bit too wide. That's probably causing him a lot of his speed, a lot of his invalidated laps as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, that Porsche, it's so tricky to properly handle it, because like if you step on the gas, it's just gonna want to do its own thing.
Yeah, as we see here, it takes a lot of tweaking for this Porsche to really get going. Sportive Motorsports, it's been doing a pretty good job in the team championship right now, with Rocky helping out, being the team player, maybe picking up some points at some locations. They are currently, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th behind Scuderia Nissan. They could overtake them here, as I am not in the race, and neither is Hendorm. We're both drivers for Scuderia Nissan, as you can see. Baumgartner doing a fantastic job in P4. I'm sure
Baumgartner carrying us.
Yep.
Yeah. Toma goes even faster, but not fast enough. Gets an extra half a second on his previous time.
Wow, that's great. I think that'll solidify his P2. That's what was that? Let's see. That was a 2.4. We've seen him do a 159.4 before. Don't know how much he invalidated that by though, so we'll see. We'll have to see if that's true or not.
Toma seems to be really the one shining here in this wet weather racing. Yeah,
obviously, besides our current championship leader, Brian Thierfeld's Mr. Untouchable.
Yeah.
Lewis is doing a pretty good job. Be interesting to see if he can keep his cool, or if he'll fall to the same pitfall that happened last race.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be setting another lap here. He was moving quite a bit on the straight here.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. This will be his final lap here. This will be everyone's final lap unless they just started a new one. As we take a look down the order, we have Brian Thierfeld, Luis Toma, Ellis Baumgartner, Borja Hernandez, Andre Stux. Come on, camera.
Edwin Johnson, David Kraft, Callum Smith, from Ethan Mosey, from Eric Anderson, from Philip Nealette, from Rocky Morton.
Sorry about that, folks. I was just having a little bit of trouble with their camera system. Pretty new to this live streaming on ACC, but yeah, we'll give it a go. I think it'll go pretty well though.
Yeah. Speaking of going pretty well, this qualifying, so little space. Elias Baumgartner actually increases his time to a 2 minutes .8. which is just 4/10 off of second place there. So little time separating everybody here. Callum Smith being the biggest surprise here. This is his first race. He's getting the 2 minutes .1 in the wet weather here. I know many drivers don't even practice the wet weather that much. This is very interesting to see.
Callum Smith, man. I have no idea what Callum Smith's racing background is, but he's certainly showing up in that Ultimate Loco, number 29. Audi, I believe that is.
Yeah, that is an Audi, yeah.
Let's take a look at the last few laps here. Who's still on track? We have Mr. Edwin Johnson.
Johnson and Kraft are the last two. And we'll get this race underway, folks.
They should, yeah. So Kraft coming around here. Let's see if he can improve from 7th on the grid so far. Coming through the finish line. And that's going to do it. He does not improve. And EJ goes faster.
Ooh.
So there you have it, folks. Pretty interesting grid coming up to today's race. It's coming right up in 5 minutes.
Literally, like, I know people say this a lot, but literally anything can happen. If you look at the timing sheets, it's so close between a whole lot of people. It depends what happens on this first lap here.
Absolutely. Certainly be interesting to see.
Yep.
Now, who to look out for in today's race? Obviously, Mr. Brian Thierfelt set the fastest lap by about just under 1.5 seconds to Luis Thomas. Luis Thomas maybe has some more pace. We'll see what he's got, though.
Yeah. Race pace is where a lot of these riders really shine.
Absolutely. Only 12 cars make up the grid today, but it'll certainly be a fierce fight for every single position. Please let us know if it's not looking too great on YouTube. Pretty sure the stream looks pretty good, but we'll take a look here. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Pretty spicy.
All right, good.
Oh, Thierfelt's in the chat.
Yep. He was there a little bit ago.
We got some Mosey fans there too.
Absolutely. Yeah, feel free to say hello in the chat. We'll be pretty free for the next 3 minutes. We're just going to run down some predictions here. So, I say, probably as a wild card, might as well for fun, I'll pick EJ. Car's got the pace. I think you can do some good things with it.
Let me sneeze real quick.
Oh, yeah, go for it. I think EJ's got some good pace. It would be nice to see him get something out of this. He struggled a little bit in Season 3. Very, very fast in Season 2. We'll have to see how he does. But I think, honestly, if Thierfelt keeps his cool, he's running away with this in the first couple laps.
I'm going to say I'm not a betting man, but if I had to put my money on a podium, it would be Thierfelt from Hernandez from either Suzuki or Toma. I know Suzuki's race pace is crazy, so even though he's in 5th place, I'm not counting him out too much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Suzuki, it's much harder to defend on this track with those 2 long straights separated by 2 kinks. But Suzuki will not give you an inch. Trust me, I've raced against him before. We've been in incidents. He's quite a good driver, and he puts it all out there every time.
Final 2 minutes now to the start. Do you know it's a rolling start, right? So there's going to be a warm-up lap?
It is a rolling start. There is one out lap. Followed by the start.
Okay. Okay,
We will
great,
not
great.
start behind safety car today. It'll be a green flag all the way through.
All right. Do you know what the weather forecast is?
We'll have to take a look here once we load in here. Let's take a
Yeah.
look here for a second. Yeah, so looks like it's gonna be pretty greasy for the first 30 minutes, and then it'll stop raining, but the track will still be wet. So it'll be interesting to see how pit strategies go. If when people are pitting for those dries, when people are stopping, and this could really determine the whole race. I think with that, it could be anyone's race really, even if Thierfeld runs away with it in the first 20 minutes, he could screw up his strategy. So really interesting to see how these drivers do in these conditions.
Yeah.
One minute from that green flag, drivers making sure they have their setups in, their fuel in. 1 hour race here today.
I think the helicam view is going to be interesting because this is a bit shorter race than most other races in terms of how many drivers are here. There's only 12 drivers here.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at our helicam once we get going. Or actually,
Each one of these 12 drivers, too, have some crazy pace. At least in the top half of the drivers on Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Yes, I would absolutely agree. It is around 2:05 local time here in the Champagne region of France, as we are about to get underway with the 1 hour of Paul Ricard here in the Olympus Racing League Season 3.
Good luck to all the drivers participating, that is for sure. And there's 12 drivers here, but each one of these 12 drivers might be the best of the best, to be honest. Ooh, who is that starting from the pits? It's not Toma, it's his teammate, it's Rocky Morton.
Rocky Morton possibly could have forgotten to hit the drive button. As you see the cars start to pull away.
I think so.
Don't know what's going on, maybe some mechanical issues there. We'll have to see as that progresses.
I think I also forgot to hit the drive button.
We'll take a look as they go out for their out lap here.
Yeah.
Rocky Morton still sitting in the pits. Hopefully he can get going by the time, because he did qualify last, so maybe if he can get out of the pits, he can continue for that warm-up lap, but we'll have to see if he just starts from one lap down.
I was going to say, I don't think it's as bad for him since that's basically the position he already was. I think he did, oh no, he's still in the pit.
He's still there. We'll take a look in a second here. We're just going to run down the cars here. Let's actually take a look right now. Yeah, still in the pits. Looks like his headlights are flashing here. This might have been a disconnect. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
It was really sad for Rocky. I was really looking forward to see him deal with these conditions.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how that progresses. On camera change. There we go. Drivers wanting to make sure they have a lot of heat in those tires.
Yeah, for sure, especially for these wet conditions. Yeah, as we head down this long straight.
Getting a little bit feisty there, we see as Mr. Bumgardner gets right up on the rear end of Lewis. There he is phasing through on this out lap, but he's just wanting to spook him a little bit. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just spooking him a little bit.
It's not Halloween yet, but hey.
It's spooky season, folks.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this long straight might be the best place for an overtake because after this long straight, it's a long right-hander followed by another long right-hander. That dirty air falling behind another car will not be great. It goes from slipstream to dirty air really quickly there.
Absolutely right. Yeah, you're going to want to get it done before you enter that corner, at least while you're entering it.
Yeah.
So that'll be another thing that plays into account. If that Nissan could stay in some slipstream, maybe he has a chance to be a little bit better on that straight. But It'll certainly be a difficult area for him, I think.
Yeah.
The cars will start to form up 2 by 2 as we enter the last sector. Two formations of cars, 2 by 2 now, 2 by 2. Just starting to get their last brakes and tire heating in as we're about to go green here at Paul Ricard in France. We're on the last 2 corners. This is where it's going to really be tricky for these drivers to bunch up here. Toma wants it bad. Toma wants it really bad.
Yeah. Dude, it all depends on who gets the better start here.
Coming up here.
I feel like that rear engine Porsche might get a good start here. It depends how slippery it is.
And
we're right on the green lights.
It's a long hold. It's a long hold. Still waiting for the green light. Green flag is in the air.
It's green lights, and it seems like a pretty even start between Toma and Thierfeld. As we go into the first corner. Ooh,
little bit of trouble in the back.
Midfield, though.
Little bit of trouble in the back. This is going to get really close here.
Whoa.
Thierfeld really well held through that first corner.
Yeah.
Oh, there's trouble in the back.
Wide.
Trouble in the back. Who was that? Stux?
Who was that? I think that was Stux.
We're trying to find that camera here. Stand by.
Oh yeah, that might have been Stux.
Oh, Stux. Stux gets a spin. Oh gosh.
Oh,
we'll be sad about that. We'll try and look at the replay here if we can. Looks like
Smith is in first place. Oh
okay,
no, I
so
think
we're gonna have to go live timing here. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
How do I get back on live timing? Let's take a look here.
I think it's basic HUD. Oh yeah, Thierfeld is in first, followed by Toma, followed by Baumgartner, Raptor, followed by Suski, followed by Hernandez, followed by Johnson, followed by Inerson, followed by Kraft, by Nielet, by Smith, by Morton, by Mosey.
Oh, this is going to be close coming down here to the third corner. Oh, Baumgartner keeps it in. That's Suski going wide. Suski goes wide.
Oh, Suski goes wide.
I don't think the marshals are going to be too happy about that. But oh yeah, Hernandez gets the move down on a second right-hander. Wow, look at that. Close racing here. It's side by side as they come into the contact.
A little bit of contact there.
A little bit of contact there.
Baumgartner does not want to get involved in any battles. He's looking to get into Thoma's rearview mirror. And Thierfeld is looking to speed away with this race. Already 2 seconds away from Toma here. And Toma's about 2 seconds away from Baumgartner too. This is looking really good for Thierfeld if he can just keep this up.
EJ gonna not be happy about that one. He just went wide there.
Ooh.
Baumgartner is starting to smile
really close.
just a little bit here as those two fight on. We'll take a look at Hernandez. Hernandez falling down. Not happy about that, probably. Just loses that position to Baumgartner. Take a look at his rear wing cam.
Oh, whoa, that's a big
massive spin.
My goodness. What a spin. Was that Suski? Yeah, Suski got a... Suski, I believe, just hit and maneuvered him. I think we should.
Okay, we'll take a look
Johnson,
at
however, did get past Suski after that bump there.
We'll try and take a look at that instant replay. Hopefully it rewinds in time. Come on. You can do it? Yeah, so we'll take a look at that instant replay. See what happened here.
I'll keep you updated just in case anything bigger happens.
I imagine he maybe missed his braking zone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, way too deep. Oh, he just bumps him. Look at that Tokyo drift around there from Borja.
Yeah.
Just perfect rotation on that car. Actually kind of helped him out a bit.
Yeah, I feel like the marshals are not going to be happy about that one.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
As Johnson and Hernandez are battling on the back straight. Hold on a minute. Hernandez in the slipstream of Johnson. Johnson actually did get past Hernandez. Hernandez looking to get past him on the same straight. This long straight makes for some really good battles, but into that long right-hander. Ooh, and Hernandez just barely backs off.
Look at that. Look at that. Ericsson.
Ooh, Ericsson. Let's see what's going on here.
Just slides it through by Andre Stux. Oh, Hernandez. Oh, Hernandez right on the bumper of EJ. Hernandez not happy about this. He's fallen from third to fifth in the first two laps.
Johnson. getting some major places up here, though.
Wow, this is crazy racing here, folks.
Yep. Only 1.2 seconds
racing.
separates. Ooh, and Baumgartner does get a little bit of oversteer there, having to counteract his driving quite a bit.
Baumgartner's driving that car as hard as he can towards Lewis Thomas.
But he gets a bad exit on the final corner onto the pit straight. Thomas does increase in speed increase the gap quite a bit to turn 1, though. We'll see how things play out. Deerfeld already a 3-second gap almost to Thomas.
Look at that. Let's take a look here at his wing camera. Yeah, Thomas nowhere. That just goes to show you, folks, as the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped here at France. We'll have to see when these drivers want to pit, but the rain looks like it has stopped. But Deerfeld doesn't even care.
Most drivers are on the splits.
Yeah, that's going to be really tricky because now the track is getting pretty dry for slicks, actually, very quickly.
Yeah. Oh, Suzuki, Kraft, and Einerson in some very big troubles here. It looks like an Audi sandwich in between the 2 Olympus Racing Ferraris.
Let's take a look at that. Oh yeah, so still a little bit of rain coming down. That rear wing camera is probably protected, a little bit deceiving, so still got a little bit to go before they think about switching those drives. Look at this. Ferrari, Audi, Ferrari. Oh, wow. Kraft is going to go for a move here, I think. Kraft's pulling out.
Kraft and Suzuki looking
I don't know
really
if he's going to have the speed
pulling out too.
Oh, 3 wide.
Whoa, 3 wide down the main straight. Looks like Suzuki might get it up, though.
Kraft didn't have the slipstream for that. He pulled out too early.
Oh, yeah. It's still same position. So
wow. Almost pit maneuvered.
Goes wide.
Almost pit maneuvered because Kraft goes a little bit too wide. Or, excuse me, Eric goes a little bit too wide.
Suzuki's still right on Eric's tail, though. Some crazy racing from this Audi. This Suzuki has tasted victory. Got it snatched right out of his hands before. He does not want to be in this 7th place. He's going to want to move up as fast as possible. But Kraft, however, still looking pretty racy as well. Yeah,
this is a championship battle here. Suzuki needs to get up towards Lewis if he wants to hold that 2nd position in that championship. He's got to get up there. He's got to get up there. He's got to get up there. Oh, you can see his Eric goes a little bit wide there. That might hurt him coming down the first turn, but he's really got to get up there. And even from who is that? Ayrton. Where did Ayrton go? Ayrton.
Where did Ayrton go?
Ayrton.
It might have been connection issues. The same thing happened last race.
Disconnected. Fortunately, as we can also take a look at Rocky. He's out on track. He's ahead of Mosey, which is pretty good for him. Mosey might have been involved in a spin earlier. Might have had some damage. May have had a pit, but it doesn't look like it. He still has 1 pit left.
Yeah, Einerson's gonna have to have one eye on his wing and the other eye on his another eye on his front headlights here, as he's gonna want to get as close as possible to Hernandez, that little group there. Hernandez actually making a little bit of an island for himself, really dropping backwards from Johnson and Baumgartner on this long straight. That's not good for him. He does not want to be there. Einerson, I believe, might be getting the little scraps of a slipstream from Hernandez. So the gap between Johnson and Hernandez is over 2 seconds now. There's not a single chance of slipstream there. Baumgartner still wanting to maintain his 3rd place. He goes a little bit wide, but so does Johnson.
Oh, this is interesting. EJ on the tail of the Scuderia Nissan.
Yes, sir.
Wow. This is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Again, that Lamborghini. Ooh, yeah, he's starting to go for it here. That Lamborghini quite a bit faster on those straights than that Nissan.
Oh, actually, big update. Kraft has actually overtaken Suzuki for 6th place.
Kraft overtakes Suzuki. Now it is a Ferrari 6-7. As long as he can hold it here, Suzuki gets still pretty close.
Einerson looking to increase his gap as much as possible. Kraft's actually helping his teammate out here.
We'll take a look at this battle as they come down to the first corner and see if Suzuki can't do anything. Doesn't want to misjudge the brakes again. I believe that was Suzuki on Hernandez before that just absolutely punted him. We'll take a look here down to Kraft.
Suzuki might be a bit more careful here. Ooh,
hit those brakes.
Close, but no dice.
Yeah, not close enough. So we'll look back.
Ooh, Kraft does go wide. Suzuki's gonna want to get that, but I think he scrubs a little bit of speed there. Not able to capitalize the way he wanted to.
That's that thing with that Ferrari. It's so fast out of those corners and whatnot. So
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that
really
progresses as well.
Who's getting dangerously close to crash here. Siski having to pull out the emergency stops in order not to crash into him.
Absolutely. That seems like it's the theme with Siski here. As he comes down the back straight, he will have the slipstream, as well as EJ. EJ has a little bit of that slipstream, even more help than he already has with that big V10 engine. Excuse me, even a V12 engine. That Lamborghini.
KFC chicken bucket does not want to be eaten today, so
doesn't look like it's enough.
Yeah, he does not want to get overtaken here.
Just a little bit too. Yeah, I think it's just. EJ goes wide. EJ goes wide.
I think he went wide to avoid getting contact there. Yeah, that straight might be one of the worst places you want to get overtaken.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! The three Ferraris. Eric goes wide. So it'll be interesting to see if Kraft can capitalize. Huge mistake from Eric. Huge mistake. And then there comes the Audi. The Audi's going to pass him too.
Siski's trying. Anderson
going
to get it done.
There. Kraft gets it done.
Anderson closing the door. Kraft now leading this three-man pack. Siski goes a little bit wide there, losing a little bit of speed.
Oh boy, wow, that's a close race. Let's take a look at Callum Smith.
Yep.
Him and the
they're right behind him too.
Having a lot of there's 3 or 4 close battles here, folks. This is incredible.
Siski going up on Anderson. There's a bump. Little bit of contact there. Siski does get the place, but at what cost?
Yeah, sheesh. We'll have to have a look at that as well. We'll take a look at our rewind camera.
I would not be surprised if Siski has at least some form of damage here.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for our rewind camera to load. Let's see if he can't. Oh boy, yeah. Let's see if he bumps him here at this last corner.
Kraft, during this instant replay, I do want to say Kraft does cut that corner, turn 2 or turn 1, quite significantly there.
Does Siski bump him here? Let's take a look. Oh yeah. So it looks like Eric closed in on Siski. That might be Eric's fault. Eric kind of closed the door when he didn't have the possibility to.
The Marshals are definitely going to have their work cut out for them. As we look back to the race lead, Thierfeld with a 6.3 second gap. His pace on this circuit is just insane. And then Toma with a 4.5 second gap to Baumgartner as well. Those two definitely have some insane pace.
Here's that same thing. A little bit of deja vu moment for the
Kraft and Siski side by side.
Oh, down the back straight. Now it's a battle of who's going to keep it into the final corner here at the end of the straight.
He might have that straight line speed.
Side by side. No. Kraft's got it.
Barely edging out. Yeah, Kraft's got it.
Wow, incredible.
That was crazy. Yeah, this battling is just helping out Dante. Kraft goes really wide. Siski definitely has that. That's really close though.
Looks like Siski's been keeping his cool a lot better than those 2 Ferraris this race.
Yeah, a whole lot of going wide, a whole lot of cordon cutting.
Yeah, he's had a few mistakes that might be a little bit questionable in terms of how the stewards look at them, but not too bad so far. So yeah, so it looks like it's a dead scrap from 5th through 8th right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kraft having to go a little bit wide to avoid Siski there. A little
bit of a bad exit for Siski there. Also, as we look down, Callum Smith defending for Philip Noel. Still pretty close. Be interesting to see how they do as the race wears in.
Yeah. I think the biggest switch up in this race is going to be once the pit stops happen, because we see a lot of groups here. They're going to be split up passively. They're going to want to do some differing strategies here. I actually think maybe going for a late stop might be the better move here. I don't know. I think Paul Ricard might be a pretty big circuit in terms of tire wear. I've seen a lot of cars scrub speed here, so they might want to get onto a new set as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, the track stops raining in 10 minutes. 10 minutes time or less, there will be no rain. But that does not mean the track is dry enough for those dry tires. As you can see, there's a few puddles coming around that final turn 7 to the back straight.
Yeah. Just a tiny little bit of standing water, not too much though.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see when they make their pit stops. Here goes Kraft. Kraft side by side once again. Except it's the reverse. Siski has the inside. Kraft takes the lead. Kraft takes the lead. It's still side by side. Who's better on the brakes? Kraft goes wide. Siski keeps it in. Beautiful.
Yeah, Kraft goes really far wide. Anderson might want to capitalize too, and Callum Smith and also Philip Nielek also trying to capitalize here. A whole lot of racing between these two just allows those people further back to get in the mix. Siski still takes his position though. Anderson kind of wanted to get up on Kraft here. Kraft and Anderson do not want to battle too much though, as they are teammates, but they do have similar pace. I don't think there might be too many team orders here. Ferrari HQ might be
Ferrari HQ. Let's see if we can get some team orders in here. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be kind of biting their nails, as they have said before. There's no team orders, but
speaking of biting their nails, that's very like close between Siski
got
and
a little bit of overspeed there, and he had to go a little bit wide. But yeah, looks like this is going to be a close race all the way through, even down to Callum Smith and Philip Noel. Now 4 seconds behind, just falling back a little bit. And as we look back up to...
Wait, what happened to Hernandez? Hernandez has fallen off massively.
Oh, where's Hernandez? Hernandez must have had an incident or something, but wow, that's crazy. We'll have to look at that after race, but wow, Hernandez falling back. We'll also take a look here at that battle between Edwin Johnson and Ellis Baumgartner.
Yeah, speaking on that, I think Baumgartner has some insane race pace, because at one point the gap was 3.5 seconds. Once Johnson ran out of that slipstream, it was just all over. I think we're seeing some islands start to form here. Johnson still has a chance, but Baumgartner has shown that he is consistent, like really consistent. Ever since that first race in Barcelona, Baumgartner has proven himself as a really consistent racer. But these white stallions of Lamborghini are definitely going to want a 1-3 here. 2 places on the podium might solidify their place as top of the team standings.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think that, you know, if they stay in the position that they are right now, I think that, you know, they might even have this team championship in the bag here. Well, it's a really close race actually. Now looking at it, between Audi Sport.
Oh, and I think that's Kraft. Kraft goes really wide. No,
Kraft?
Kraft. Kraft has a little bit of a Tokyo drift. He goes wide, has a Tokyo drift, goes even wider, and finally rejoins behind Callum Smith. Callum Smith now firmly in the mix here.
We'll have to take a look at that on the replay camera here. So you can see Kraft there just behind. Oh, wow. Yeah, really sliding it around there. Goes a little bit wide. Let's see if he does it again here. Tucks in a little bit too early to that apex.
Yeah.
Eric is going to capitalize on that, of course. Let's see, where was it? Where was it? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunate for Kraft. He's going to have to do a lot of work to catch back up to those really fast guys.
Yeah. Speaking of doing a lot of work, Callum Smith, the most surprising aspect of this race, looking really racy. He takes the opportunity from Kraft, and now is in a position to challenge the Ferrari and the Audi in the front here.
That's right, and it'll be interesting to see if he's kept his cool honestly better than any of these more veteran drivers.
Yeah, starting from pretty far back, he's just been consistently gaining these places.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see how he does here.
Siski, however, slightly gaining his lead. Might change though. I don't know what the slipstream value is for ACC, but Einerson looks like he might just barely have it.
Yeah, looks like we got there a 1 second gap between Einerson.
Yeah, let me look this up actually.
Callum Smith keeping it in there, 1.7 gap to Einerson. Just keeping on his toes. Just keeping him honest. There we go. There's Baumgartner. He's gotten reeled in, or maybe even had a mistake to EJ, but now it's just a 1 second gap. Even less. EJ's going to want to capitalize here. If he can stay close, oh, he might have something on the straight. And it's not going to happen here. EJ's just biding his time. Bide your time, EJ. Yeah, bide your time. Nice and relaxed. As you can see, the rain is starting to stop, sort of. Just a little bit more rain coming down. The track is now green.
Okay, it looks like, based on my research, slipstream is most effective when you're 0.6 seconds or slower. And Einerson is just really close at 0.7 seconds, just barely out of the slipstream there. Siski will be thanking his lucky stars that Einerson was not in the slipstream there. but Siski will still have it all to do in this first sector, wanting to increase that gap as much as possible. Einerson's still technically in the slipstream. Doesn't matter as much now, but once we get into that long straight. Speaking of Einerson going for kind of a dive bomb there, really decreases the gap quite a bit.
Yes, Siski and Einerson, they're going to battle it out. This is going to leave the door open for Kraft and even... Callum Smith. Callum Smith had an incident.
Ooh. Oh.
Callum Smith falling down.
Oh no, that's crazy. Speaking of battling it out though, the KFC chicken bucket and the White Stallion really close on that back straight.
Oh yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Johnson pulling out. Johnson does have the outside line, however, I think Baumgartner's going to keep this.
Baumgartner's just going to park it on the inside.
Johnson goes
EJ around the outside.
That is a wonderful move around the outside there, but it might not be over just yet.
Oh, yeah, not for long. Baumgartner's not happy about this. He wants that P3 bad. He knows his team needs it. Yeah. He's going to do everything he can to chase it.
Speaking of chasing, Einerson has chased Siski enough, and he's actually gotten past Siski now, but it's still not 0.2 seconds. Siski going for the switchback, just Einerson barely closes the door on him. That was really close. Could have been an accident there. But Einerson and Siski trading positions here. Kraft, however, has fallen way far behind the pace. Speaking of falling behind, so is Callum Smith moving back into 10th place. Heartbreaking for Callum here. He was challenging for that P5, but
I wonder what happened there. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Maybe we'll have to talk to him after the race to see what happened.
Yeah, that might have to go into the highlights video or something.
Oh, yeah, both going wide here, just clipping a few of those markers on the outside. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Look at these White Stallions, though. Once they get going, they're gone. Because the gap between Johnson and Baumgartner is now 0.8 seconds. He's going to...
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Raptor's going to want to decrease that as much as possible onto these straights here. And it looks like he has. He is now just on the fringes of slipstream range.
Yeah, just barely hanging in there. He's got to be on that slipstream. EJ's got to make a mistake for him to keep in contention with that third place. So...
It does take quite a bit of curve there, though. That might have been it. No, it doesn't look like it. I actually don't know who has more power on these long straights here. It looks like they're pretty level. It's scarily level between Johnson and Baumgartner, or at least the gap is.
I think that Lamborghini's just got more cylinders, more power, more horsepower.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. So, as you can see, Mr. Thierfeld doing a 157.4 as his last lap. So the track is drying out. The track is drying out.
Yeah, that's better than his qualifying time. Toma doing 158. Johnson actually having slightly better race pace than Toma. It's a really close, actually.
Absolutely.
Only 0.003 of a second separate second and third's race pace. But however, the islands are starting to form. Gap between Thierfeld and Toma looking to be about 10 seconds. Toma and Johnson looking to be about 7.
So
no, not 7. Yeah, 7.
AWS now predicts the pit window is open. Pit window is open. It will remain open.
Yep. AWS definitely sponsored us for this race here.
Until the 30-minute marker. 30-minute marker. From now until the 30-minute marker is the ideal time to pit, according to the AWS software.
Yeah, I feel like some people, though, they might want to go for the overcut. It depends what their pace is looking like. Oh, that is really close between Siski and Einerson.
Oh, gosh.
Siski forced to go really slowly there. And Siski actually heading into the pits, though. Siski going for the undercut on Einerson.
Let's see how fast he does it, though. Siski drops down to 7th in the pit. We'll see how fast he does his pit, though. There he goes.
Einerson is going to be wanting to go as fast as possible. Speaking of going as fast as possible, that's what Johnson's going to want to be doing, because Baumgartner is still very close to him. We're still within that 1 second mark. Ooh, just as soon as I say that, it goes just outside. It's hovering around that 1 second, though. Baumgartner is wanting getting as much speed as possible, though. Especially on this long straight, it's not looking good for him, though.
There you go. You see Eric breathing a little bit easier now as he has Siski falling down to 8th position now.
For sure.
So definitely got a little bit of space to breathe, but we'll have to see how he does into his pit stop, which I imagine will be in the next coming laps. You can see as Noel is our second man to pit here. He's fallen down to last position.
I think the one to watch in the pits, though, might be Toma, because if Toma has a bad pit stop, Johnson could quite easily get this second place. It all depends on when and where they pit. I think Tearful might be a bit far gone here though, but second place looks like
I don't
a
know
very
if he
thing.
if he gets a really good pit strategy here. I think these guys might all be pitting at the same time, honestly, just watching what the other one does. But if he gets a really good pit strategy, there's a good chance it could go either way from the battle from second to fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, EJ does not go in. Not going in yet. Biding their time. It looks like Suski might have jumped the gun just a bit early, but I don't know. It looks like it's pretty dry right now.
I'm pretty sure all of these riders are on slick tires though.
Yes, all of the new drivers. Do you think that they did their they started the race on slicks and not wets? I think there's a good chance because it was just greasy. It wasn't
Yeah, it
dumping
wasn't like
buckets.
too wet.
Yeah, but it'll
sure.
be interesting to see how those tires progress. Maybe they're gonna want to, if they were on the slicks, they're gonna want to pit very soon. If they weren't, it'd be interesting to see how those tires heat up. Probably changing their tire pressures around. So yeah, so we'll have to see. So we'll run down the grid once more just before these pit stops fully come in. With Brian Thierfold in first position, followed by Lewis Thomas. Followed by Edwin Johnson, Ilse Baumgartner, Andre Stux.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, Andre Stux is going to the pits.
But Angie Sux is back? Oh no, I think he's still disconnected.
He's in fifth right now.
No, I think he's disconnected because remember?
Okay, that's not right on my timing chart. No wonder I couldn't click on him.
Yeah, I think if someone disconnects, then it just like messes up the timing chart.
Okay.
He just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, Ellis Baumgartner followed by Ericsson, followed by David Kraft, Borja Hernandez, Callum Smith, Ethan Mosey, Rocky Morton, Adam Suski, who's a net PE 5 or 6 about, and
Baumgartner in the pits actually.
Baumgartner diving into the pits here. Let's see how fast his stop is and where he comes out.
People are actually staying out for as long as possible. Still getting these 57s though. Still having the fastest race pace out of anybody. Toma the only one coming close, and that's almost a full second pass. So I think Tearful has no real reason to pit right now.
Let's see, the gap has gone down. Yep. So Callum Smith passing multiple people in the pit. Who was that? Eric? No, that's Kraft. Kraft is also in the pits.
Yeah, and Hernandez too as well.
Borja Hernandez. Is he leaving the pits now? Oh, he's just so he's just in his pit box. We'll have to see how that plays out. Actually, I think Hernandez might be a lap down, but we'll see.
Johnson still having really fast pace. Johnson going for that overcut. Let's see how well it works though.
Yep, we'll have to see how well that works. For the most part of the season, this undercut's been the really promising thing. Once you get track position, it just kills. If you can just really have a good in lap and then put those out laps on and the newer tires, it really helps out. So quite a few people pit now. Quite a few people.
Like none of the top 3 have pit though.
No, absolutely not. It looks like so that remains the same. Ryan Thierfeld followed by Lewis Thoma, followed by Edwin Johnson. I would imagine they'd have to pit at least in the next 1, maybe 2 laps. Oh, you just stand out to really try and get that strategy.
Oh yeah. I mean, his pace has been, his best lap is a 158 flat, and his last lap was a 158.9. So he looks like he might be on the fringes of pitting now. Really consistent driver though. Really consistent.
Oh, Ericsson to the pits. It'll be interesting to see. We'll watch him in his pits to see if he gets that Kraft. If he gets that gap to Kraft and Suski.
Yeah. Speaking of gap to Kraft, Neil at his only just about a second away from Kraft coming down the back straight.
That's crazy. And yeah, Neilette already made his pit stop. Might have had a really good overcut. As you can see, just a 157.9. Pretty good lap here, even with those tracks even starting to warm up now. So we'll take a look here. It's going to be really, really close as they come out of the pits. Still taking a look here. You can see Kraft moving up the order as people pit. There goes Mr. Baumgartner. Oh, look at that. Mosey, because he hasn't pit, also moves ahead of Ericsson. So here it is. So Baumgartner has moved ahead. So now we'll have to see. Oh, he's gonna do it. Kraft is gonna do it, and Kraft and Adam Suski.
Neilette, yeah.
Both ahead.
Suski as well.
Look at
and
that.
Neilette as well. Look at. Oh, I don't think Neilette is pit yet. Actually.
No, Neilette has pit. Neilette has pit.
Oh, really? Yes. Then he also got a position as well.
Wow. Undercut. Working
like that undercut.
Magic. We'll have to see here.
I was gonna say the real test though is that KFC chicken bucket. As we reach to the halfway point of this race, EJ, does he pit? Does he not pit? It seems like that undercut has been working for most people.
EJ's got to pit soon, otherwise he's going to get even a worse advantage. Unless we saw Eric have some disaster on his pit stop that we didn't see. That was insane.
Yeah. EJ's doing 159s now, though.
Wow, Eric.
Lap times are getting significantly slower.
Yeah, that tire degradation not treating him well. Take a look at EJ. He's got to make his pit soon.
Mosey in the pits, actually. Mosey in the pits now.
Mosey is in the pits. Okay, Mosey is in the pits, so the American will drop back from 6th.
I think Mosey might actually be the highest ranked American here. I think, is Mosey the only American? No, Callum Smith is also an American as well. Callum Smith repping the USA right now. In big old 4th place.
So let's take a look if EJ goes in this lap. He's gotta pit soon. Yeah, you can see his time's definitely not improving. So I'm not exactly sure what strategy EJ is playing right now.
Yeah, Baumgartner
I don't know how
actually going a second faster than EJ on this past lap.
Full second faster on the previous lap.
Right.
So EJ's got to dart into the pit soon if he wants to keep some of his advantage that he's already losing to Baumgartner. I think Baumgartner's got it because there's only a 16-second gap. If my timing chart is correct, there's a 16-second gap to Morton. Plus, let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look what the gap is here. 10 seconds. So it's gonna be close. It'll be close.
It is
30 seconds in the pits. Plus maybe another 30 seconds.
EJ elects to go out for another lap. Does he know there's a mandatory stop? Like
he does. He's a very experienced driver. I would imagine he doesn't. Or he does, but that's very surprising that he's stayed out for this long.
Very, very.
So Ethan Mosley drops down to 12th. Again, that overcut not working out.
Speaking of staying out for very long, I think the entire top 3 has not pit yet.
That is true. And you can see well, look here, Lewis is keeping about the same times, but you'd expect them to actually go faster because the track is pretty much fully dry right now.
Yeah, the track is getting a whole lot better. Deerfeld actually slightly increasing on his times. His times have been pretty consistent, but I think that has a big part to do with the track also getting better. Toma just being actually really consistent, but then again, that's also the track getting better. Johnson, his last lap was pretty good. His previous lap before that were actually pretty slow. Yeah, and the people who have pit though, between the people who have pit, the laps have been all over the place. I mean, Suski doing 57s, and what's his name, Baumgartner doing low 58s.
Yeah, Baumgartner really trying to just nail that car in, just see if he can to get some pace to try and make that undercut really stick.
Oh, speaking of, Steerfall actually pitting, the race leader pitting.
The race
this
leader
race.
is in the pits. He should still be in first, regardless of that undercut or overcut working. I don't think he has to worry about that too much.
Yeah. Ooh, Toma comes out just ahead of Smith, does lap him here. Smith, of course, in P10.
And we do have a slight bunch starting to form, and slight Ferrari sandwich between Kraft, Niele,
that's the other
and
that's the other
Anderson.
Lambo coming in.
Ooh, this is the biggest one here.
Whoa.
Oh shoot! Wait, number 876 drive-through. Ooh,
Oh,
Ethan Mosey has a drive-through
Mosey got a
penalty.
drive-through. I imagine that was for pit speed entry.
Yeah,
On entry. So
his
there we
race
go.
just went from
Bumgarner's gonna
bad to
pass
worse.
him. Bumgarner's gonna pass him. Dierfeld drops down as Lewis has not made his pit stop yet. I was expecting him to make it here, but he has not. We'll take a look at Bumgarner comes down those last few corners here. It's gonna again be pretty close, but
I feel like Toma actually did a really great pit stop here.
oh, there
Wait, has Toma pit?
there goes EJ. No, Toma has not pit.
Oh.
Toma has not pit. EJ's gonna keep it ahead. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be close, folks.
Ooh, this is going to be very close.
EJ just keeps it ahead.
Oh, wow, that is crazy.
Wow. Yeah, obviously that I don't know
Yeah,
how well
I think-
that overcut worked for him. I think he also got a little bit lucky here, but
Yeah.
now Baumgartner's got to do everything he can to try and get a little bit more on that gap, as his tires are pretty cold right now.
I actually do think the overcut worked, but Johnson just had some insane pace close to the end of his stint there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Toma actually might get the overcut up on Theerfeld, because right now he's got a 45 gap, and he's going into the pits here.
Ooh, I don't know. That's going to be close again. I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah. I mean, another very close one.
You can see as Mosley also serves as drive-through behind Toma. So he'll come in for his drive-through just as the last person is pitting.
We're going to have to be watching this one.
Let's take a look pretty quickly at that gap while we're at it here. Might as well. Yep. So only just about a second. I think.
Ooh, the battle between the battle between Johnson and Baumgartner the gap is slightly closing. It's staying about the same, slightly closing.
Yeah, it's just seesawing a bit. Just seesawing. The same thing that happened with Kraft and myself last race. The gap would just seesaw, and this was the thing that, you know, I could always beat him into those braking zones because you could just park it on that track. But fortunately here, a little bit easier to pass on this track. So we'll see if
Kraft's going wide. Kraft's going really far wide. I just saw that.
Way out in no man's land there. Hernandez
getting in position. Anderson getting in position. Niele getting into the position.
Wow.
Niele,
a surprising 6th place from Niele. He started, I think, in last place or somewhere near it.
Is that true? Are they gaining positions from that, or is Kraft like way ahead of them? I'm not actually sure about that.
No, they're definitely getting positions from that.
Oh yeah, you might be right here. Oh, there goes Kraft again. Little bit of a flick there on the exit of turn, the one of the last turns here.
Kraft's losing it all in this as we enter the final third of this race.
Are we sure he lost that position to Phillip? And oh yeah, I guess he did. He did. Yeah. There you go. Updating the timing sheet is now updating.
Yeah, I think the timing sheet's
getting
only
even
updating
closer here. It's getting even closer between EJ and he's right on the bumper. Never mind what I said about Baumgartner. He might have a chance here. Baumgartner might have a chance.
Baumgartner does take the slightly better line as we enter the main straight. That's a big slipstream there.
This is going to be really close.
Baumgartner definitely
gaining. Here's the main straight. Yep, so here's where it is. This is his chance to pass if he can. Come on, get in there. Just keep it in. He's going to keep it in the slipstream as long as he can. Finally pulls out.
It looks like he might gain ahead on the
outside line. If he can cut back to the inside. No. Maybe he can reverse it. Maybe he can reverse it.
He can close the door, can he?
Come on. Oh, you can. Oh, it's so
slightly
close.
has the track position. It's very close. It's very close.
So
side by side here, folks. He's going to try to close the door.
Inside line. EJ's got the inside line. He's going to go a little bit wide here. He's going to be forced by EJ, but he's got it around the outside. In those past 3 corners, he's got it. All right, now all he's got to do is just park it on the
position.
inside in these next couple corners, and he'll be good.
Yep, I think he has made that move stick.
Look at that.
But for how long is the question?
Yeah,
though.
how long is that going to last? He's going to really want to build that gap in the first part of the lap that's coming up, and in the last part that he has left.
Yeah, Johnson's still in the slipstream range on the pit straight. We might see another overtaking attempt from Johnson. Ooh, that gets really close.
Yeah,
almost
bumper to bumper racing here, folks. Bumper to bumper racing. We'll take a look at our rear view cam.
Although I believe that does help Baumgartner get the better exit compared to Johnson on this back straight.
Yeah, just a little bit here. We'll see if we'll continue to follow this as they go down to the back straight. You can just see if EJ's just going to get a little bit more speed here on those straights and coming out of those corners. The Nissan really contesting here, really trying to punch up that third place he ever so wants.
Yep. He's going to want to nail this first sector.
Just spooking him in the mirror.
Yeah.
I knew EJ was going to have some pace today. I did not know that he was going to be fighting for that third place position.
I actually think I said either it's between Baumgartner and Hernandez for third place here. My predictions might be on point. I should have bet money. Baumgartner and Johnson is ever so slightly out of slipstream range.
Yeah, he's trying so hard to just eke out a little bit more slipstream. As you can hear those turbos kick in on the Nissan.
It's heartbreaking for Johnson, but it looks like Baumgartner has done a well good job of defending here.
Baumgartner's done the job as long as he keeps it together and keeps building a little bit of that gap. You can see as the Lambo gets some overspeed coming into that. Coming into that double right-hander.
It's very close.
Gosh, wow, this is really, really close. Let's take a look at
into the final third, though. His Baumgartner's job is not done yet. He still has to keep consistency. Johnson is going to be looking for any chance, any mistake, any millimeter difference to pounce on him here.
Absolutely. Certainly, these two got a lot of experience in between them. Both have participated in at least half a season, plus this season of Olympus. Plus they have some other endurance and other racing experience, so it'll be interesting to see which one of these takes it home here in that third place. Looks like Toma is kind of on his own, especially if these two keep fighting. He's got a decent gap, maybe 15-second gap here. It looks like, hang on a second, what happened here? My gap's going all over the place. Yeah, but yeah, 20-second gap now, but so plenty of room. 20 to 15-second gap is what I think. Plenty of room for him to breathe. And now it's a 1.5-second gap between Baumgartner and EJ.
Okay.
Next closest battle is Eric and Philip Noel. Philip doing a really good job with his strategy, being able to undercut Eric, who's having some slower times on his last bit of his stint here. So if he can just keep it together and keep pushing away for those next 18 minutes, he'll have it. Eric is so fast. Eric is so fast once you give him new tires.
I feel like many drivers will not be looking to get new positions, but rather to keep the ones that they have. It's all about defending once this race wins out. I feel like the endurance drivers here might be doing the best, because endurance is a very big test of skill. It's a test of your consistency. You can tell the consistent drivers. You may have fast drivers, but you need consistent drivers to win the races. And it looks like the top three right now are some very consistent drivers. Yeah,
absolutely. The top out of the top three, two of them have experience. Both Lewis and Baumgartner have experience in endurance racing. Yeah, this race has felt like a mini 24 hours of the of France, really. With given the weather and then the weird qualifying and all the overtakes that have really happened here. And even now it looks like it's starting to set to nightfall because of the cloudy weather. But
that's I love that about this league.
Wow! That was a really close pass. He was just passing the back marker, but sheesh, Deerfeld almost put it into the side of Mosey once he was passing him.
Oh no!
But we'll take a look here. Yeah, as the gap is now 2 seconds. 2 seconds from EJ to Baumgartner.
Okay. So our KFC chicken bucket boy definitely pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, he's really trying to eke that gap out. maybe just get a little bit closer to Lewis, as Lewis is kind of bouncing around the timing chart here. And then we'll take one more look at Philip Noel versus Mr.
Neelite versus
Mr. versus Ericsson. And just looking at it now, yeah, Kraft's going wide, I guess, really screwed him, because now he's even 3 seconds, or even more, 11 seconds behind Hernandez, so quite a ways back.
I feel like Neil might be the feel-good story of this race. Started from the bottom, now he's there. And then I feel like the opposite happened for Kraft. He had some really good pace, but again, it's all about that consistency. For any race over maybe 30 minutes, it's all about that consistency. Yeah. Mistakes just cannot be tolerated, especially in a group so evenly matched as this.
Absolutely. Yeah, mistakes definitely will be capitalized on every single driver on that grid.
Speaking of capitalizing, Anderson trying to capitalize on Neil.
Yeah, you can see. Ooh, they both
go really far wide.
Oh, Ericsson
does get the move done, though.
Is he going to get switchback? No, he doesn't have it.
No.
Ugh, disappointment for the rookie. Disappointment.
Ooh. Neil really wanted to keep that position there, but they both go wide. Anderson recovers better to get that inside line as quick as he possibly can.
I mean, for a rookie here, Neil's been keeping it pretty clean. So maybe if he can just capitalize on and keep pressuring Eric into some mistakes, he might have something to say about getting that 6th place.
Yeah, Neil is hovering around that slipstream range here too, but he does not get the best exit out of the final corner though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how this progresses as well. But right now, looks like Eric just gonna hold it together from Mr. Philip Neely. And we'll take one more look at our race leader here. All he has to do now is just cruise it home. Just park it home. There's a 56, his last lap, his fastest lap, or just 3/10 off his fastest lap. So he's still got some juice left in the tank, but he's just got to just cruise for this rest of this race. About a 30-second gap to Lewis behind him. So he's really going to be trying to just relax and just bring it home. This will be his 5th win, which is pretty dominant.
Yeah.
5th win out of 6 races.
Seems like the White Stallions are trying to be the Mercedes AMG of this league. Both of them have a really fast pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Yeah, gosh, I imagine he would be a little bit upset knowing him about maybe not making it 6 out of 6 at Spa, having a little bit of an incident, but you know, definitely 5 out of the 6 races we've had in the season, not something to frown about whatsoever.
Yeah.
EJ's not going away yet. EJ is not going away yet. He's closed the gap about 0.5 of a second. He's just hanging in there just a bit. Let's take a look at EJ's last lap time. So EJ's last lap time was his fastest, and it was, well, let's see, that's 0.4 faster than what Baumgartner just did, and 0.5 faster than what Baumgartner just did, and 0.4 faster than his fastest overall lap. So EJ not going down without a fight here.
That's what we love to see from this league. But Raptor still just defending as best as he can, keeping that consistency going strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we can see here, let's take a look at Philip. Oh, just 5.5 seconds. He's got a little bit of a bad exit there, but he's really gunning for it. And you know, good on him for really trying to take control of this top 6 positions.
Yeah.
Now we see Callum Smith. Callum Smith with a drive-through. Maybe that was on corner cutting. That's my guess. But so just another gut punch for Callum Smith, who looked like he could have had a really good race in the start of it, but you know, never just came to fruition with a few mistakes and, you know, some bad luck. Let's take a look at how long Callum Smith has to serve his drive-through penalty. He's got to serve it soon before that race ends, and you know, I'm sure he will. But just unfortunate for the for the young.
The two new drivers, the two new American drivers, they were doing really good. But again, I keep going back to consistency. That the more experienced drivers, they know how to keep in the zone for longer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct, and it's a shame because, oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty close to Kraft as well, so he could have had that top 9, and I think he might actually lose out to Rocky once he's taking his drive-through penalty, about 15-second gap, so it'll be pretty close. Good news for Rocky, but he's got to get a move on if he wants to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at EJ once again. Once again, another fast lap. Just 1/10 behind his fastest. Bumgarner knows the pressure's on. He's closed the gap. About 7/10 in the past 2 laps. So still plenty of racing here to go.
Yeah, I feel like these positions have been pretty set, not in stone, more like in maybe in soap. It can
Maybe
still
in soap,
change,
yep,
but it might take a little bit. Exactly.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Yeah, again, pretty close.
Yeah.
That's, what is that? The gap is now 1 second. Gap is now 2 seconds to 1 second in the past 2 laps. And wow, look at that. Barn burner of a lap, 57.1, that's his fastest.
Whoa.
And Bumgarner goes fastest on that lap, but it's still not quick enough. About 3/10 behind EJ's lap. EJ's this is where desperation starts to set in. Maybe not for EJ because of his experience, but for a lot of those younger drivers, this is where the mistakes start to happen and the moves start to come through. So we'll take a look at what happens in some of these battles. See, as Callum Smith
Final 10 minutes, you gotta just treat it like any other part of the race.
Yeah, we can see as Callum Smith is yet to take his drive-through. I imagine he's going to need to serve it on this lap, depending on when he got it. But yeah, we'll have to take a look here. Still, that 1 second, that 0.7 to 1.5 second gap stays the same between Philip and Eric here. So we'll have to see how they do here. I wonder if Callum Smith is going to fight David Kraft a little bit for it. I don't think he has time to, but you know, maybe just for the fun of it, just before he takes his drive-through and likely moves down to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that drive-through. That's heartbreaking.
We'll have to see what he does here, but yeah.
The rookies though.
Oh, look at this.
Definitely have the
5 second gap or 0.5 second gap. Oh wow,
yeah,
close,
Johnson
close.
Going all forward in this final part of the race.
This is gonna happen. This is gonna be the battle all the way to the end. Calling it right here.
Johnson, I think, might just be within the. Yeah, he's definitely within slipstream on this front straight. Johnson's over a second fast on that last lap.
Yeah,
Bumgarner really feeling it now.
Bumgarner feeling the pressure. Wow, this is
Johnson has not had
really
breakfast yet. Ooh, Kraft going really wide. Callum Smith getting that position, but he's gonna have to serve the drive-through anyway, though.
Yep, unfortunate for the young Callum Smith, but you know, first taste of racing doesn't always end well. So you know, that's how it is sometimes.
Both the rookie drivers have really good pace, though. Like, these guys could definitely be constant contenders for the midfield positions.
Absolutely.
It's just that consistency factor once again.
We'll have to take a look later at what position he goes down to. My guess is he probably gets passed by Rocky Morton, but we'll take a look here. Rocky, let's see, where's Rocky actually?
Ooh, Johnson in the slipstream range on the back straight. I don't think it's close
Might
enough
not
though.
Passed by Rocky, but let's take a look here on the back straight. Yeah, not close enough. Just barely not close enough. Now
Only
that gap
have about-
stays at about 5/10, even less now. Oh, even less. Here we go. Side by side, bumper to bumper action. EJ tucks back in, and Baumgartner's going to hold it for that second right-hander of the double right corner. But for how long? EJ's got a lot more pace, and he's not happy because he's sitting in that dirty air on those two right-hand corners, so he can't get it done. Like you said, that dirty air makes the difference on this track, which is basically defined by millimeters. Let's take a look down our grid here. Mosey just hanging in there behind Rocky Morton. That's going to be a close battle to the end as well. We'll see if Rocky can capitalize. You know, it might not be the biggest battle of the race, but for these guys it really matters. Rookie Mosley in his first race, Rocky the veteran, the oldest person in the league. Sorry to call you out, Rocky.
Ooh, that's really
Certainly
close between Baumgartner and Johnson though.
Pretty young. He's young at heart at least. But we'll have to take a look at that as we come down to the last 5 minutes. 5 minutes of the race, less than that now. Here, left at France circuit.
I know Johnson was sniffing Baumgartner's chicken wings. His chicken bucket, he was just sniffing it. He wants the taste.
Let's see if
he has his card ready. He's at the cash register, but they just keep running out of chicken KFC. Yeah, that chicken is definitely running away from him.
His card keeps getting declined. Let's see if he can't do anything about it.
0.2 second gap though. They're zigzagging.
Ooh,
Johnson gets the inside line. That's not good for
wow, Baumgartner's going wide. Baumgartner's going wide.
Oh, he's going well wide. He's going well wide.
Wow. This is going to be close here, guys.
Ooh, Baumgartner does have the track
too wide
position,
again.
though.
Baumgartner's going to be too wide. He's got the inside. Wow, he's going to squeeze him really tight. Side-by-side racing here. Oh, wow, it's going to come down to the last. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ooh,
that's
Baumgartner
so close.
Inside for that corner, though.
Side-by-side, and a little bit of contact there. And
Baumgartner does have the track position.
Slides it through in front of EJ. Wow, that was incredible.
Very close. Very close.
Let's take a look at Suzuki here. It was a little bit of a scrap for a second between him and Ericsson. Eric might have fallen off just a little bit here, but wow, what a crazy battle, and it's not nearly over yet. These last 3 minutes are going to be insane, so you don't want to go anywhere, folks. Rocky, just 0.3 seconds the gap to Mosley. There's another battle to look out for. We're watching, if you could, Hernandez, if you could just watch the timing board on Baumgartner and EJ.
Yeah, I'm watching this fight right now.
It's close, but we're just going to take a look on board with Rocky Morton as it's bumper-to-bumper racing coming down that back straight. The Audi's in the slipstream. Is it enough to go by? Is it enough? Will it be enough for the young Ethan Mosey?
An update on the Baumgartner-Johnson. Ooh. An update on the Baumgartner-Johnson fight, though. It seems like the gap has increased steadily by Baumgartner as they head onto the back.
Yeah, he has pulled a gap. I think EJ's just starting to falling off a little bit, and just unfortunate for him. We'll take a look maybe if Baumgartner makes another 1 or 2 mistakes, but if he just keeps that gap and just keeps it home for these last 2-ish laps, I think he's got it.
Yeah.
Still pretty close here. Oh, and Mosey gets by. We'll have to take a look at that replay. Mosey gets by Rocky. We'll take a look 30 seconds back to see if we can't see the pass from Ethan Mosey on Rocky Morton. Here it is. Yep, nice and clean pass. Looks like Rocky just goes a bit wide, and Mr. Ethan Mosey slides it on through. So that'll be Ethan Mosey up into P11. They'll be happy about that one, I bet. Alright, we'll take a look back on board of Baumgartner as the gap closes. Gap thins just a bit here. Just 1 minute left, folks. 1 minute left. Don't go anywhere. This is anyone's race for that third place position still. Either one of them can make a mistake. Take one quick look back at Ethan Mosey. He's clear of Rocky. Good pass by Ethan Mosey. He'll be happy about that one.
The final minute of this race. It's Thierfeld from Toma, from Baumgartner, from Johnson, from Suski, from Einerson, from Niele, from Hernandez, from Kraft, to Smith, from Mosey, from Morton. There's still a little bit of a battle here between Baumgartner and Johnson, though. KFC Chicken Bucket versus Lamborghini White Stallion.
We'll have to look. I think this will be the last lap for Brian Thierfeld. Not here, but he'll get one more chance to get one more lap in. Maybe he can impress the fans a little bit more here on this last lap. Just a nice, smooth last lap. We got 35 seconds the gap to Lewis. He's got plenty of time. He's just going to relax and cruise on this last lap. As you can already see, he's doing a little bit of flash of lights.
Yep, leader is on final lap.
And the last lap. Leader is on the final lap here at the 1 hour of Circuit de Paul Ricard here in France.
Johnson's going to be loving that news.
What an amazing race it's been.
He gets to push him on the main straight. Johnson only not 0.2 seconds away from Baumgartner here.
Yeah, they're going to really be looking for that extra lap. It's going to be so close to the end. It's going to be so close. They're going to be bumper to bumper all the way to the end. Just 5.5 seconds the gap here. 0.5 seconds the gap. You could barely fit a piece of paper between them right now.
Yeah.
My goodness. What an amazing race these two have led. What an amazing race. Triumph and tragedy. Both of these two have led. We'll take one quick look back at Eric. He's got it basically set in stone from Phillip. So, unfortunate for the rookie. But still plenty of racing here left in this final lap. Just a one sector to go for Brian Thierfeld before he takes his 5th victory, and what I imagine will virtually seal the crown for him today here. Let's take one more look. Here at Baumgartner, he's gonna hold it through, I imagine. He isn't yet on the straight, though. He isn't yet home free. Yeah. He is not yet home free.
Johnson does lose a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's
getting into that back straight.
Oh, Johnson butchers his 6th and 7th corner. So it looks like, unless he has by some miracle, it looks like it's gonna be Ellis Baumgartner coming in 3rd. And there, as we see, Brian Thierfeld coming around, and he will take the checkered flag here. Brian Thierfeld wins for his 5th time here in the Olympus Racing League, followed by Louis Thomas. And we'll have to see if Baumgartner can hold it through into the last couple corners. What an amazing win for Brian.
Yeah.
Dominant victory.
It just seems at this point he's almost unstoppable here. There's been some title contenders trying to challenge for his lead, but I think with this win,
here we see the two Porsches doing a 1-2 lap down through that final straight.
This has been their tradition. They've done this every race. The two Porsches are still going side by side. A great sense of unity between that team.
Louis Thomas. It was tragedy last time. It's triumph here. Takes 2nd. And Ellis Baumgartner takes 3rd from EJ, closely followed by Edwin Johnson. Very close race between those two. What an amazing race, folks. Adam Suski will take 5th, followed by
Neil. Actually, really close to the final corner. Yeah, it is really close.
Phillip. Oh wow, Phillip almost had it there. Phillip almost had it. Good race between the both of the two. That rookie's got a bright future ahead of him, especially after that race.
Yeah.
Borja Hernandez takes 8th.
Experts.
Followed by Kraft, Callum Smith, Rocky Morton, and Ethan Mosey.
Good game to everyone. Good race. What a good race.
Yes, great race, guys. What an amazing show. What an amazing spectacle that was put on for us today. We do hope you enjoyed today. I, as always, am Jack Coven, joined alongside by Hennorm.
Yes, sir.
We hope you enjoy, and take care of yourself and each other.
Yep, so, we'll catch you next week. Next Sunday? What race is next Sunday, actually?
I'm actually not sure. It's not Monza, but it's you want to take a look at that really quick?
Yeah, let me look at it.
As always,
The next race is Brands Hatch.
Brands Hatch, the
That's gonna be an
famous British
exciting one.
circuit. It's gonna favor those really lightweight cars. Just flick it around those corners. Lots of rotation is necessary at that circuit. So, but like as always, we hope you enjoyed today. So take care of yourself and each other. Stay safe, everyone.